Hey everybody, Veronica here, and I host a show called Eating with V. The reason that I started Eating with V is because food, especially gluten and dairy-free eating, has been my passion because I've had to live it for a very long time. If people say, why should I listen to you? Why are you doing this? And I will tell you, I'm here to tell you my story. And when I tell you my story, then you'll understand. Because a lot of you don't know me. Those of you who do know me know why I do what I do. Those of you who don't know me are saying, why does she do what she does? And the reason that I do what I do is because I was sick for a very long time. And some of you watching this video are going to totally relate to what I say. And I hope that you do, and I hope that you understand that this is actually a message of hope, and it's exciting. So when I share it to you, it's not a poor me kind of story. It's a, hey, you can do just about anything holistically. And I was literally told that I couldn't. So my story goes like this. I was diagnosed, originally, I can't say diagnosed. Originally, I've been seeing a kinesiologist for years and years who has holistically kept me on a path. And for a period of time, I fell off my path, like we all do, and I got really, really sick. And when I say really sick, I mean you could sleep, I could sleep for 10 hours and wake up and be totally exhausted. My mind was foggy all the time, my joints hurt. Just everything I ate bothered my stomach. I was miserable, and I don't know why I didn't go back to my kinesiologist right away. Don't ask me why, I don't know. Probably because I was put on this path. But I went to a holistic MD, that didn't work out. I tried just about everything. I went to regular doctors and nobody could figure anything out. And eventually I found my way back to my kinesiologist, and she said, you know what, you've got Candida and you have a very nasty strain of Candida. So the first thing I'm thinking is, ugh, Candida diet, you know, but you really have no idea how brutal a Candida diet is until you actually have to do one. And I'm gonna tell you right now, it's not easy, but it can be done. So I followed up. I was with a medical person at the time, and I followed up because of course they're like, oh, that's voodoo medicine, and you know, and anything to get me back to medical, right? So I go to the doctor, and of course I go and have the test done, and they confirm, but it's not Candida albicans, which is like the easy Candida to get rid of. This was Candida dubliniensis, or however you say it, dubliniensis, and it was just nasty. Like, people who have deadly cancer have the kind of Candida that I had. So had I not found it early, I probably could have been on my way to a deadly cancer. So thank you to the divine, because I did not have a deadly cancer, but I was still very sick. So my kinesiologist, well, my doctor says to me, well, you have to take diflucan. And I said, well, I'm not gonna take diflucan. I mean, the last thing I wanna do is like compromise my liver. I was, you know, so young. And they said to me, and like with the straightest of face, like, you are not gonna heal this strain of Candida naturally. And I was like, okay, challenge accepted. Because I was not gonna take the drug. I'm just not a drug person. I had no interest in taking the drug, and am I stubborn? Yes. Was it the right thing to do? Who knows? But it was my thing, it's my body, and it was my decision. So I decided I was not gonna do it their way. I was gonna do it my way. Well, let me tell you, it's not easy. So I'm here to tell you what came off the diet. First of all, the reality hit when my kinesiologist goes, okay, so here's your plan. Okay, you ready for the plan? No gluten, no dairy, no sugar. Now by sugar means sugar, honey, agave, fruit. Yeah, no fruit. What else does sugar entail? No sweet vegetables. So no carrots, no peas, no corn. Of course, nothing GMO anyway. So take all that off the plate. And wait, I'm not done. No citric acid. Have you ever looked at a package of anything let me tell you, citric acid is in everything. Anything in a package or a can has citric acid in it. So I'll take all that off the plate too. Okay, so now you have no citric acid, no alcohol. So imagine those of you who like to have wine or beer or vodka, or I was a Cosmo girl, no alcohol at all, none. Because all of these things fuel the yeast, the candida that's in your stomach. So what my kinesiologist made it, she gave me the example that you imagine you have a fire and you throw gasoline on the fire, and that's exactly what the candida does when you give it anything it's not supposed to have. It just feeds the yeast and it just goes, so it goes right back up. So she said anything that you put into your mouth that you're not supposed to have, you're going to set yourself back 2 to 3 weeks. So we go, 2 to 3 weeks, okay. That's not all. So after the citric acid, let's take out yeast. Can't have anything with yeast because yeast feeds yeast. No soy. What else? No fungus. That means no mushrooms. Nothing fermented. So no vinegars. The only vinegar I could have was apple cider vinegar. That was it. Let me tell you, I got really creative with apple cider vinegar. And what else came off the plate? Carbs. No carbs. That means no rice, no gluten-free oats, no gluten-free pasta, no carbs, because carbs would turn to sugar, which would feed the yeast. Also, I couldn't have nuts. No pistachios, no peanuts, very fungal nuts. If I did have nuts, had to be cashews, almonds, things like that, but I had to buy them raw and I had to roast them myself. Imagine that. And then everything had to be frozen. So all my leftovers, anything I cooked, had to go in bags or containers in the freezer. Everything had to be frozen. So you can imagine this diet. So when the reality hit me, I went, are you kidding me, right? How am I going to do this? There's no way. There's no way. No normal person could possibly do this kind of diet. So I remember walking in the grocery store, and it had to be for the first couple months that I would go into the grocery store and I would just look around and literally tears would come out of my eyes. I'd be like, and I had no idea. I had no idea how to cook, what to do, how to take all of these things out of my diet. Now remember, one day you could eat whatever you want, and the next day, all of that stuff comes off the plate. All of it at one time. So at a certain point, like I started doing the diet and I was doing the best I could, and my candida was so bad that I had to be on this diet, and I knew ahead of time I had to be on this diet for a year. Now, you think a week is bad, a month is bad. Imagine somebody tells you everything you eat right now is coming off your plate for a year. You're just like, what? There's no way I can do this. And it was really frustrating. I mean, really frustrating. And then add a huge mountain of supplements on top of it, antifungal supplements. So you want to talk about someone that was totally committed. I was totally committed to my health, and I was totally committed to doing it in a natural way. I was committed to preserving my liver. I was totally committed to me. And no matter who said what, I can tell you throughout that year that people were like, oh, come on, just have a drink. Oh, you can eat that. Or I'd go out with my ex-significant other and they'd be like, just order off the menu. You know, like my diet is embarrassing to people, right? Oh, excuse me. But I was still committed to my health. I was committed that I was going to do this for me. And I'll tell you, it was not easy. And I had to learn. I had to learn how to cook a different way. I had to learn how to substitute. I had to learn what I could eat, what I couldn't eat. I had to read a lot of labels. I had to research a lot of things. I had a lot of trial and error. So when I come to you with a cooking show, it's because I had to do it on my own, It was not easy, and I want to make it easier for other people. Food became my passion, and food gives me life. Like, I don't live to eat, I eat to live. And on that diet, I actually lost so much weight, so much weight. I think I was down to 110 pounds. And anyone that sees me now, I'm like 130 pounds and I'm still thin. So imagine at 110 pounds, I was like a walking skeleton. My best friend was crying, going, please come off this diet. I'm concerned for you. I mean, that's how bad it was. But that's how committed I was to getting myself healthy again and doing it the natural way. So when I come to you with recipes or cooking or eating or what are we making or how can we switch things up, or, you know, the gluten dairy free is still my life. I still can't have gluten. I still can't have dairy. It's intolerance, allergy, so to speak. I'm not a celiac, but it's painful to eat gluten. And dairy, my body just doesn't like dairy anymore. And I used to be that person that I could drink a gallon of milk a week, easy, and eat a brick of cheese while I was watching a movie, eating a bag of pretzels. I mean, the stuff that I ate before I got sick, you'd be like, whoa, man. I mean, I just ate anything I wanted. My whole life, I ate anything I wanted. And then after I got sick and I got the candida, it was a rude awakening, you know, to my diet and what I was eating and how sick I got and getting better. That road to getting better, it was a long road. It was a long, difficult road. But it doesn't have to be a long, difficult road for you, because people like me, there are a lot of us out there that have blazed the trail. There are some incredible substitutes now that weren't available when I first got sick. Like, we have non-dairy cream cheeses and non-dairy sour creams and non-dairy cheeses, and there's so many things that can be created into new alternative ways of eating that it's just miraculous. All the things that are available today. So I want you to know, I guess my message to you is that it's possible. It's very, very possible to reclaim your health. But you have to be committed to you, the same way I was committed to me. You have to be totally committed to you. You have to be totally committed to feeling healthy again. And you have to be totally committed to not putting food in your mouth that you're not supposed to have. So if somebody, your practitioner, your kinesiologist, your MD, whoever it is, if they take you off something, they do it for a reason. And I'm not a doctor. I'm not a medical professional. I am just like you. I am a normal person that went through the pit of hell with my health and came back in a holistic way, in a way that I was told there was no way could be done. And guess what? I am living, breathing proof right in front of you today that it is possible. Is it easy? No. Is it possible? Yes. But it's a lot easier for you now than it was for me years ago. So I'm here, and hopefully I will be able to help you to make this transition easier and fun and possible. Because my mission now is to see everybody healthy. And anyone who knows me knows that to be true. So I want to thank you for watching my video. I hope you will subscribe to my channel. I hope you will watch the Eating with V show and glean so much information out of it. And I hope that it helps you to shift your diet in an easy and fun way. And I wish you the best health and the best life. Thank you.